The relationship between Iran and the United States has long been characterized by a tumultuous history, marked by pivotal events that have shaped the current geopolitical landscape. The 1979 Iranian Revolution, which led to the overthrow of the Shah and the establishment of the Islamic Republic, marked a significant turning point. This event not only severed diplomatic ties, but also set the stage for decades of mistrust and animosity. The subsequent Iran-Iraq War, fueled in part by U.S. support for Iraq, deepened the divide, embedding a sense of grievance in Iranian society and politics that persists to this day. In the years that followed, various attempts at reconciliation were made, but they were often undermined by escalating tensions. The nuclear agreement, formerly known as the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, JCPOA, represented a glimmer of hope for a more stable relationship. For a brief period, it seemed as though both nations could find common ground, with Iran agreeing to limit its nuclear program in exchange for relief from crippling sanctions. However, the U.S. withdrawal from the agreement in 2018, under the Trump administration, marked a dramatic regression, reigniting hostilities and leading to a new wave of sanctions that have only exacerbated the situation. As tensions rise, the implications extend far beyond the borders of Iran and the U.S. The global political landscape is at risk of upheaval, with allies of both nations caught in a precarious position. Countries that traditionally align with the U.S. find themselves navigating a complex web of interests, while those sympathetic to Iran face pressure to take a stand. This polarization threatens to deepen existing divisions, potentially igniting conflicts in regions already fraught with instability. Diplomatic meetings and international agreements are being pursued in an effort to mitigate risks, but the effectiveness of these initiatives is often called into question. The specter of war looms large, and the stakes are higher than ever. Should tensions escalate further, the consequences could be catastrophic, not only for Iran and the U.S., but for the entire world. The economic ramifications could be severe, with global markets reacting to threats of conflict and instability. Oil prices could soar, leading to inflation and economic downturns in nations reliant on energy imports. In the Middle East, regional conflicts, such as those in Syria and Yemen, further complicate the dynamics between Iran and the U.S. Both nations pursue their interests in these conflicts, often at odds with one another. Iran's support for groups like Hezbollah and its involvement in Syria contrast sharply with U.S. efforts to counter Iranian influence in the region. This competition breeds confrontation, pushing both nations closer to the brink of war. To navigate these treacherous waters, both Iran and the U.S. must reassess their historical engagement and commit to dialogue. Direct discussions between leaders could serve as a pivotal moment, opening avenues for peaceful resolution. The prospect of reducing sanctions to allow Iran back into the nuclear agreement could ease tensions and facilitate constructive dialogue. However, this requires a level of trust that has been eroded over decades. The involvement of other nations, particularly the European Union and Russia, could also play a crucial role in establishing a framework for peace. A collaborative approach, one that acknowledges the legitimate security concerns of both Iran and the U.S., may provide a pathway to de-escalation. A sustainable solution will necessitate commitment and cooperation from both sides, alongside robust support from the international community. In summary, the complex dynamics between Iran and the U.S. present significant risks, not just for the two nations, but for global stability as well. Achieving a peaceful resolution requires an earnest effort from both parties, a willingness to engage in dialogue, and the support of the international community. The road ahead is fraught with challenges, but the potential for a more stable future hinges on the ability of these nations to navigate